Good kill, good kill. Hey, good kill.
Alright guys, we've put my buddy Longshot in the F-15EX. He's going to be trying to provide a challenge here today, which I think he will do a very good job of. Go ahead and sub to his channel. I'll put links in the video description and the pinned comments below. I am in the F-16. We have long talked about the supremacy of the F-16 when it comes to BVR. A very, very good aircraft in that sense. Very fast, which means it's, you know, very difficult to kill the F-16 as long as the MAR is respected, of course. And just those sheer speeds will allow the F-16 to kill a lot of things as well. You can see we have here 3 AMRAAMs on the left wing, and we have 3 on the other, of course. So we have a total of 6 AMRAAMs on the F-16, which is all that the F-16 can carry. Longshot with his F-15EX is carrying pretty much my payload on one wing. So he has 12 AMRAAMs. I'm sure that it's clear how that's going to be a problem for me, especially as the fight develops. Things should get extra spicy here. Now, from my understanding of the F-15EX, it's intended to really just be a missile truck that follows F-35s and other stealth fighters into combat, and, you know, it just lobs AMRAAMs at whatever they want. That being said, it is still an F-15 at the end of the day. It is quite capable of, you know, BVR itself, I'm sure. It's not just that big, you know, Boeing 777 with AMRAAMs. If they wanted that, they could have made, you know, a C-130, which does the same thing. Just drops AMRAAMs, like 400 of them all day long. I think they might have actually done that. Or at least thought about it. Anyway, we have our 6 AMRAAMs. I'm trying to get them on radar here, but the F-16 radar has kind of struggled to see things lately. And we have him, but we can't lock him. And you see, this is not good because I think he is very close to shooting at me already, and I can't even get a lock on him yet. There we go. Got him. And Fox 3. Alright, and we will now crank to the left here, put him on the gimbal limit, and just hold that until we get a pit bull, and then we'll go cold. He's doing the same, it looks like. And this part's pretty tame. As long as you respect the MAR, you shouldn't have too many problems in the first leaf of an engagement. Same for him. But as we start to get closer and closer, things are going to get a little bit hairy. You see, I'm pre-chaffing because there's definitely a missile coming. You can already tell. There it is. I'm pretty far away at this point. I'm not worried about that missile. I'm just going to go ahead and recommit. That missile's on my 6 with very little energy. And you can see I have him on data link here. Go ahead and lock him up. He's Angels 14, it looks like. 13. 12. Lost him. I'll lock him up again. There we go. Okay, got him at 18 miles now, and we're climbing through the clouds. We still don't have a shoot cue. It's that circle you see on the HUD. As that circle gets bigger, that's the F-16 telling me that it's a good time to shoot. Right now the circle is small. I'm going to shoot anyway. Fox 3. You see that circle's getting a little bit bigger there. And we're going to defend here. We are 12 miles from him. And I threw that AMRAAM. Hopefully that'll hit him right in the face, but I don't think so. We still have 4 more missiles. We're going to go ahead and recommit here. Fuel's at 7,500. We'll go ahead and punch the tanks. We lose a little bit of drag and we'll recommit. Alright. Looking at the data link, he's pretty close. And this is going to be a fight of seeing who can stay out of the MAR better than the other guy. If you're curious about the MAR, we'll talk about it in TAC view. Go ahead and push a little bit closer here. Got a couple miles of clearance. Okay, looks like he has already shot at me, Fox 3, and we will once again defend. And we're just going to continue this until either somebody makes a mistake and comes into the MAR and gets killed, or somebody runs out of missiles, and that might be me, of course, sooner than him. So I gotta really make him count. Okay, we survived that one. We'll go ahead and recommit again. And he's still up. I have him on radar here. Get him locked here if I can. Come on. Okay, locked. 12 miles. Lost it. Lost the lock here. Locked again. 11. Okay, Fox 3. And there it is. We're locked. There's an AMRAAM coming for sure. I have my RWR blind spot pointed at him. That's why we don't hear the missile launch warning, but there's definitely a missile. I'll defend towards these buildings. Shatter all of the windows. Alright, and now whatever missile was following me probably hit those buildings. I'm joking, don't worry. It probably hit the buildings. But anyway, we have recommitted here onto this F-15 at 12 miles now. 11, 10, Fox 3, and we have one more AMRAAM left. So there we go. There's another missile. We'll defend. Do you have any idea how many millions of dollars of missiles have been slung at each other? There's gotta be like 20 million in missiles just being shot here today. Recommit here. This is my last AMRAAM, so really need this one to work. Come on, give me a lock. 8 miles. Fox 3. See, I got real close for that last one, and honestly, I would expect most people to be dead. But with long shot, I don't know. He actually might have survived this last missile. So we'll go ahead and recommit. And if he is still alive, then we're going to the merge. Because somebody's got to die here today. In real life, I would run away. I'd go home. But somebody's got to die here today. Go ahead and throw on my flares. And we're going to the merge, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as I can find him. Where is he? There he is. Okay. Oh, he found me first. Hit the notch. Gonna notch it. Did I just notch it? Wow. That works surprisingly well. There's a missile impact off in the distance there. Another missile. Oh, I can't notch this one. Alright guys, let's do our TAC view review. We have Longshot in the red F-15EX, me in the blue F-16 of course. We both have our AWACSs, his and mine off the distance there. At about 42 miles, Longshot fires his AMRAM. He is at Mach 1.07, 40,000 feet, which makes this AMRAM, you know, decent launch parameters. I would like to see faster Mach speeds, but he is a giant F-15 carrying a whole lot of AMRAM, so he's pretty heavy. So to get these launch parameters at this altitude with that giant missile truck is actually pretty decent, I think. I'm over here at about 36 miles or 34 miles, 36 miles. Yeah, right here I fire my 36 miles. I fire my AMRAM at a Mach 1.31 at 34,000 feet. So this is actually a tremendously dangerous AMRAM that I fire from here. And it's one of the major reasons why the F-16 is so deadly when it comes to BVR, is its ability to just get super fast and just toss these AMRAMs at you at Mach 1.3, which means it dramatically increases the range of the AMRAMs. We have one missile here and a second AMRAM in the air here from Longshot. Now, I didn't know that he fired two of them. If I knew, I might have defended a little bit more aggressively. But he has so many AMRAMs, he's going to be pretty generous with those. So I guess that makes sense. He survives my missile, does he? Yeah, I mean, of course he does, but how close does it come? Okay, so he survives because he does another defensive maneuver. He just plays it safe here. He's like, it's the first leaf. He's obviously not that close to me. So he plays it safe and does a little defensive maneuver there. His AMRAMs have completely mistracked me. And we are now once again pushing in. You guys notice the crank from both of us and the reduction in altitude. This is dragging missiles into denser air and forcing missiles to turn. Missiles have finite energy and fuel. So once their fuel is burnt, they have that kinematic force is what they have. And that's all they're ever gonna have, right? It's not like these Hollywood movies with the infinite fuel burn. So if you can make these missiles turn and go into denser air and create more friction and drag for these things, you're trying to bleed the missile energy, and that's how you would defeat the missile. So one of the things you can do is crank and go into denser air, and also you have an offset here enough to keep your bandit in the gimbal of your radar, which means off to the far left or the far right of the radar, so that you're still providing guidance information for that missile as you defend. We both did that, and we both survived both of that first leaf. We get here into the second leaf of the engagement. We are now at 12 miles, so I had to push in. Right, so I was pretty low altitude here, so I recommit, I find him on radar, and I don't just shoot from here, right? This is 18 miles. This is way outside of the parameters of the missile at this altitude. So I need to push in, I need to get closer. While I get closer, I'm like, it's a good opportunity for me to climb again, right? I want to climb. I want to be fast though. I don't want to climb and get slow, because one, that means my missile's not that dangerous, and two, it means I'm high and slow, which means I'm an easy kill up high. So I want to just climb gradually, and I want to stay fast, and I want to get closer and get as close as I can. And then Fox 3, this is about 14 miles, which is right on the cusp of what would be acceptable in terms of max range of the missile at this altitude. You can see altitude is about 12,000 feet, and I'm Mach 1.1. There's that AMRAM, and I do a slight crank instead of just a dive to the ground. It was a little bit more aggressive than I thought it was. So basically what's happening is, again, the radar is providing guidance from here to about here. it can continue to see him and it can provide guidance for that AMRAM. So by the time he's this close, if he hasn't made assumptions that I fired missiles at him, he might actually eat this missile to the face. You can see a Longshot's already done that math in his head and he's already defending. He's not waiting for the pitbull to happen. And as I defend, you'll also notice dropping of the chaff and flare in this part of the dive, right? Because you want the chaff to be perpendicular to the incoming missile. Dropping chaff here is ineffective. It's a waste of chaff. Okay, so as you dive and you end up perpendicular to the missile incoming, this is where you want to drop your chaff. All right. So there's that. That missile's going for him. His missile's coming for me. And this is where we get into the fighting of the MAR. You saw me just drop my tank there. And so what the MAR is, and I will put a video underneath that talks about the MAR again for anybody who still missed it. The MAR is the minimum abort range. Basically, this is the range this is an area. Think of it like a no man's land where you don't want to be in between the two aircraft. Because if you're in that space, you will not survive the missile shot at you. You won't be able to run away from it, essentially. You won't be able to turn and burn. On the deck at 10,000 feet for the AMRAM, the MAR, or no man's land, if you want to think of it like that, call this the MAR, is 10 miles. Okay, 10 miles on the deck. At 30,000 feet, it's 30 miles. And the reason for that, if you think about it, is less air density, rather. And what that means is therefore the missile has more range. So higher you go, the bigger the MAR. The lower you come, the smaller the MAR, right? On the deck, it's 10 miles. And think of it like this. I think a lot of people think BVR fights end with merges, even in real life. In reality, a country would much rather get its aircraft back, its multi-million-dollar aircraft, and its millions of dollars it spent training that pilot. It would rather get that guy back, rearm him, and have him in the air again, rather than have him go to a stupid merge where it's 50-50, where even the smallest possibility could get him killed or shot down and captured, right? They would much rather he come back home. And this is the concept of the MAR. You stay out of the MAR, you don't go to the merge. Okay, and what you have is this concept where you are doing this, you and him are doing something like this, and everyone's just firing missiles at each other, and everyone's staying out of this no man's land MAR, right? And as long as everybody stays out of here, technically they should be fine. Everybody should survive. Okay. Eventually, someone's going to come into the MAR a little bit. He'll come in here, and he'll just be a few miles inside, and this guy will catch him at the right time, and he might hit him. Or if he has missiles that outrange this guy, he'll have a significant advantage in this kind of fight. But that's how you can think of the MAR. It's a no man's land, a minimum abort range. If you are inside the MAR, if I'm here inside the MAR and Longshot fires a missile at me, say he's here, and he fires, I'm like halfway into the MAR, there is no running away. There's no turning around and running away. You will not make it. Okay, that's the whole concept of the MAR. What you have to do at this point is you have to decoy the missile. So you're going to hit the notch, right? From the incoming missile, you're going to drop chaff. You got to decoy that missile. That's the only thing you can do at this point once you're in the MAR. Okay, so that's the concept of the MAR. We'll continue now. And so what you can see is 10 miles, Fox 3, he drops his tanks, Fox 3 from him, and you see he fires and turns away. I fire and turn away. That missile looked like it was really close. It wasn't actually. It's just being very annoying to Longshot. I'll keep this so we can see the ranges. 12 miles, 10 miles, Fox 3, and I turn away again, and he fires and turns away. You see this? Nobody's getting close to each other. Nobody actually wants to merge. At the end, I go for the merge because that's what the video is. You know, we just want to kill somebody. But that's not how it would play out in real life. Or if you're in a server of some kind, right? You're in a multiplayer server, you run out of missiles, go home. Don't go to the merge, right? Survive. Again, you see the MAR being respected here by everybody. Everyone's just got their own little space where they're just doing circles, defending, and then coming back and shooting another one. Right here, Fox 3 again. This is, I believe this might actually be the last one or one of the last ones. We're at 8 miles. So we are both inside of the MAR at this point. Longshot pulls away also because of his aspect. He was fairly fast here. I think he was around Mach 1 here. So he was able to bleed that speed for nose position and get out of the MAR as fast as he can. I did the same thing. Looks like his missile hit the ground. Yep, his missile hit the ground. My missile didn't track. And I recommit here. 8 miles again. 7 miles. 6 miles. Oh, this is the merge. Right, so that was my last missile. So this last one, this was my last one at 8 miles. So this is the reason why I got so close, yeah. Because I needed to really increase the probability of kill on this missile. So I came into the MAR, I fired it, and I tried to run as fast as I could. Unfortunately, he was paying attention, long shot, as expected. And he survived that missile. He recommits here. And because at this point, I'm sure he knows, like, I gotta be out of missiles at this point. You know, I've only got 6. So he recommits here. He looks for me. He fires that missile, and I go straight to the notch. And it works surprisingly well. It actually defeats that missile. And he was just quick on the draw. He fired that missile again. I almost got to the merge. Look at this. I'm 2 miles from him. It was so close. I almost went to the... And if I got to the merge, I would have killed him. You know, because that big giant F-15 is not going to be able to dogfight. And a slick F-16 with no missiles left. I'm completely clean, right? And he's this giant heavy F-15. He would have died for sure in the merge. And then splash. There it is. Good kill. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. And big thank you to Longshot for helping out with this video. Definitely check out his channel. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.